What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Poolside Chat. My name is Todd. We are still in the USAPL Captains Tournament. We are on the backside after the last hard match that Jeff whipped me every which way from Sunday. But now we get to play Camille, new player to the channel, and super solid 5 in APA. This is going to be a fun one. It's got a little bit of everything that you would want in a pool match. So stick around, grab some popcorn, let's have some fun with this one. All right, so like I said, we are going to be playing Camille. As you can see here, she is a 461 Fargo to my 561. That is a 20 ball difference in USAPL. Call it just about a rack and a half, and I won the leg. Might have been a little bit of cheating, but I'll give it to her. She can have this one. If you guys don't know, it is lag or flip for the first break, alternate break after that. All right, Camille. I haven't actually played her in a very long time solo. We play in a lot of different like team tournaments over some weekends here and there, 2-man, 3-man, whatever. And her teams always do very, very well. So, all right, let's see what we got here. We're coming to the table. Stripes look just a hair better. Got a couple options to break open that 11 and 14. You could actually almost go for the 10 into that top right corner now and crash into it, but man, that is gutsy. I was thinking more use the 12 to draw back into it. Basically about like that. There we go. Got a good angle on the 12, just straight draw. Because when you're cutting to the right, the cue is going to go left, so pull back into that 11 ball would be the idea. Wait for somebody at the other table. And way overstroked it, punched it, did not, I hit it too hard, didn't really let the spin take. So if you see just over the table, there is another tripod there. I was recording I guess you'd say a third angle, but the footage just was unusable for this tournament. Super frustrating. I really want to bring some more options to you guys, so we tried to somehow over a ball power draw into it to break it open. Not smart. I mean, not at all, but you know, whatever. Do what you gotta do. Try what you can try. I really don't even hate, because you're already basically wired to the 14, just skim it and just put the cue to the rail. Like, what's she gonna do? Hard back cut the 7 to this now this angle, the top right. Because almost any other shot is gonna leave her something. She's got so many balls around there. So I tried to get it open. Say what I hit that with some low left. So the low to take it to the rail to avoid the scratch, and then left to try to spin it around 3 rails. So here we go. We're getting into the safety mode. Let's start this early. I didn't quite get behind the 14, so I think she's got a cut on the 6 ball to that top right. The problem is I don't know what she's really gonna do after that. So I guess we're gonna have to see where she ends up leaving that cue ball. Fantastic cut, good speed. Went around the 8, avoided the scratch. I like playing a safe here. Hit fairly thick on the 5, high left, and get that cue ball to spin behind that 2. Because if you end up just cutting this... she held the speed well. Never mind. I thought she was going to end up sending the cue ball too long, but she actually hit that really, really well. So what do you do here? Especially with that duck ball. I remember this shot because the only thing I can see is kick long, try to skim off the left side of the 14, get the cue or the 4 to the rail, and just try to sneak it over there. Because I mean, anything you do on this side, just hitting straight at it, that 5 ball or the 2 are going to come into play. So just nice and easy. Just make sure you're, I was like, yeah, the 4 is off. Ooh, I think I need to hit that just a hair harder. Snooker rules count. Let it play. No rail needed. That would have been such a good save. Sure didn't leave her anything, though. If you've got a good comfortable draw, you can cut the kind of straight on the 2, but then draw back into the 3, kind of open stuff up, and then you probably have the 5 as an out ball if you don't have a shot elsewhere. But at the same point, I'm always down for a good safety battle. Just skim the left side of the 2, leave the cue ball or skim the left side of the 1, leave the cue ball behind the 2. Did not stroke it. It was definitely a poke. Not really sure what the plan was. Like what was the intent for the leave? Pull up farther to leave the 2? Because if that's the case, you should have just shot the 2. And then instead, now you killed your duck ball and just sent this baby long. The thing is, when you have ball in hand, why take an easy ball trying to set up shape for another ball that you're trying to use as a breakout or whatever? Just go ahead and get the breakout. You can't leave yourself better than placing the cue ball exactly where you want it. So just go for it there. That 1 was not hurting the odds of making anything. It wasn't blocking anything. That was a tool to be used in any other form. Whether you needed it for a pattern or whatever, but I would not have shot that 1 first. I can tell you that. Oh, she's trying to skim right behind that 14. Oh, that looks good. Wow. Good shot. Good shot. The only problem is I have a feeling you're just going to get it right back and it's going to be a little tougher. I created a little bit of gap between them, so now both these balls go to the low left pocket. She should be able to get a hit, basically doing the same thing, but I mean, you'd have to smash it pretty good to try to get the 4-3 combo or something wild like that. Almost be better off just trying to like kick 2 rails at the 2 or something. What to do? Or what you gonna do is really the question. I mean, I don't really... She playing a intentional safe? Try to tie up the 14. I don't hate it. The only problem is that 11 ball gives me a pretty immediate breakout ball. Hit it good and separated it. Little over the 4, but shouldn't be too hard. You want top English anyway for the cue ball, so makes the cueing a little bit easier. Went ahead and sent it to come around 3 rails. That's pretty okay right there. 14-4. Not a bad rack number 1. You see me kind of hold my hand out. That is something I've had a buddy of mine, Adam's been saying for years. Always just let the balls come to a rest before you touch anything. I never cared. But now that we play Ultimate, that would be a foul. I ain't gonna lose that way. So how did I break here? A little bit of ball manipulation to get the template out. And looks dry. Not a great option for either one. I mean, I think I'm gonna take stripes just because I think you can see through that gap to see the 13. The only problem is it's really far and looks awful straight. So I think if you try to do a stop shot, that's a very tough. So you either have to very delicately slow roll it and like know your pocket speed, or try to find a way to cheat the pocket. And she elected to try to cheat the pocket, but hit it too good. Hit it too straight. Ends up giving ball in hand. Table's still open though, because that was the first shot. So it looks like I'm electing to go solids. We're going to start with that 6 ball. Definitely got to hike up, just kind of just pop it. That leaves me the 7 or the 3, whichever way I want to go. Super long bridge for my boy Ron in the comments laughing. Not a great shot. Terrible shot, because what did I leave myself? Absolutely nothing. Okay, I called a safe. Am I trying to get the cue ball behind the 2? Not that speed or not. Still not bad though. I mean, overrolled where I wanted to be by almost a foot. But what did I leave her as stripes? Still pretty okay. We take okay. It's very difficult to play a safety back too, because I mean, I've got some balls a little bit of everywhere. I think she was trying to get a little harder to kind of suck up behind that one maybe. Left me a good little slight angle on the 4. Look like I cheat the pocket or cheated the rail. I missed it by about 2 diamonds. All right. But what's the plan here? Am I trying to send it to break open the 2? Ooh, what happened 3? Did the 3 get bad? I already hate this. No. Now, if the 3 goes, shoot the 3, draw back, because that draw, you got an angle, it's going to take you towards that pocket. See, and I tied that up. If I just would have took the 3, the draw would have pulled it towards that top right pocket. Then you have the 2 ball top left, and then that 5 to the low right was your setup for the 8 ball in the left middle. I didn't even look at it. I was so focused on getting down to the 2 I didn't consider the better option. So now we got to paper cut the 3. Atrocious idea. It's even worse when you miss the ball entirely. God. Oh, that should have been out. That was not a hard out. And I just... absolute tunnel vision. Absolutely tunnel vision myself. I mean, kind of world your oyster, however you want to hit this. Realistically, the 2 that you need to kind of shape a little bit would be the 14 and the 10. Therefore, I like starting with the 10 just because that has the narrowest margin of shape. The 11 ain't it. At least not for me. So let's see what pattern she sees here. Like me, I'm going to take the 10 ball, give myself a cut angle so that way the cue ball comes right back up. Ideally nudge the 8, kind of open that up just that little bit. But she took an easier ball, which now you're going to have to make a ball to shape the 10, which again, I think is probably the toughest ball for shape. So let's see how she runs this one out. Okay, so the 8 still goes to the left middle, so you just need to get over there for the end. So you don't necessarily need to break open the 8 right now. Now if that's okay. Okay. It worked out. It worked out. Because now the 8 goes in 5 of the pockets, so you've got some options. Let's take the 15. I'm going to hit that just kind of a high with a little bit of right. Get towards that 2. Okay. Open that up. Looks like you've got a little bit of an angle. See, I don't think you can really hold this unless you want to hold it for the long shot on the 14 down to us in this low right corner. Personally, I'm probably going to put a little bit more on it, get up table, because then if you understroke it, you got it to the top right. If you come full table, then you're way up there. Or you can see how fast she shot that. She thought forever and then didn't really get down and commit. So now you have to try a bank to that top middle. And while not an easy shot, even if you have the angle perfect, what are you gonna do with the cue ball to shape that 8 that also isn't gonna get in the way of the 14 coming around the world there? I think it banks. It looked like it did on the overhead. This angle makes me think no. I think the 3 is too big. And she's electing to hike up a little bit, so that's going to make it draw tight. Shot it straight into the 3 ball. Now look at that result, though. Made my ball, forced me to shoot at the 2. And I can't really play much of a safety because her ball is right there. But it looks like it can go. And I'm pointing. And I overcut it. Didn't get enough power on it. But man, how lucky was that? Block her 14 from that pocket. Oop, dropping her chocolate look like. Now she's going to have to force that bank on the 14 down here to the low right, which I think is possible. You're going to want to probably hit it with some top right because that right will just tighten that angle just a little bit. You don't need a ton, like just a little bit. But we'll see how she does. Shot a little bit wide. I'm not sure if she put any spin on it, or if she was just trying to muscle it, because obviously the harder you hit a bank, that's also going to tighten that angle. Problem with too hard is that the harder you hit it, your form's going to go out, and now your body is not hitting where you want. You're not aiming. You're not hitting the object ball where you want it. So that could have been a problem as well. 28-10, not a bad first couple wrecks to get me kind of going. We're at least somewhat closer to the gap, because I need 20 more points. I've only got 18. So let's see what happens. Okay. Looks like she made a stripe. Stripes don't look great, so I'm definitely taking solids here. Like, you could go high left, soft and easy, and that left just to kind of bring it over for a little easier on the one ball to the top left. But man, now that I see the shot, it might have been too thin. I don't know if she would have had... I don't know if she would have had enough spin off of it to really even help her. Because you hit too hard, not really going. Oh, I don't know if that 14 even goes. That looks real tight. Not to mention you're elevated through traffic. I'm really glad I had the overhead for this shot. How cool is that? Good leave, good leave. Left it hanging in the pocket. All right. Give it a look. I'm just outside the point. I don't know if I can even see the 12 ball, because I think the 11 is there. So those two balls are out. Means if I want to hit some, I got to shoot the 14. The only question is, what are you going to try to leave after that? You know, the 15 goes to the top left. The 10 ball's a little tied up. Like, it really only goes to the two sides once you move that 15. So let's see if I can get... Ooh, I think I just have enough for the 11. Which, if that's the case, you can give it a little pinch shot, hold it for the 12, and then the 12 to the 13. And then the 13, you'd actually want to roll under, or from this angle, above the 4 to leave that 10 or possibly the 15 down here to this, or over here to the right middle. Okay, got a little more angle, which might be okay, because I think now just a smooth rolling ball, I might crash into the 4, which would be okay, and that'll hold me. I am cocking up though. I hit that way too hard. Way too hard. And that right there, that previous shot, I wish I would have took a few seconds. I mean, this isn't ultimate. There's no clock. Take a few seconds, walk around the table, and just try to get an idea of what are you trying to leave. Because it looked like I hit that as a rolling ball, so I got a little thin off the 4. But if I would have walked around, maybe would have been able to see a little bit better. Yeah, because am I really trying to... Yeah, let's say I don't think there is enough gap between that 7-3. So you see there, I'm actually looking, can it even just glance off the 6 ball? Again, absolute hero shot. We're just going to rearrange some furniture. I can already tell you, there ain't no way this is going in. I mean, I glanced the 7. That means I wasn't far off. I mean, would have been a little different leave on the cue ball, but that I'm way on the wrong side of the table. So, all right, Camille, you are wide open. Let's get to work. I think just for pattern, like a lot of people probably start with that 7. The problem is, what would you don't want to roll too forward for the 1, and trying to hold to see between that 3/8, see the 6 would be difficult. So I actually like starting with the 4. She elected the 6. I think I like the 4 just a little bit better because the 6 goes on the side or the corner. Like it gave you a little bit more options for your general pattern. But we're here. I don't hate it. I don't hate it. But now you can go for the 4 ball, kind of hold it, just a slight draw, just a ball or two. And that'll hold you for the 1. The 1 you can stun off of to either get the 3 or the 7. But she's going to go ahead and take that 3, probably come all the way to the head rail back out. Oh shit, it's soft. Soft. There's also a much different angle. I thought you were going to go to the right of the 5. Camera's playing tricks on me. Yeah, just leave the 5. Hit that, bump it just a little. Ooh, that is close. Did she get it? Oh, that is real close. I can't. This camera angle's a little bit off, but the way she's cueing, it looks like it goes. So it went. Oh, here's the problem though. She was just so focused on not hitting the 10. Like, what was your leave? What was the pattern? Because if you're gonna leave for the 7, you didn't hit it enough. Like, it looked like there was just a slight angle. You could have just put top, roll off of that head rail, and get under the 7 if that was the next ball. Yeah, it's a long shot, but I'd way rather be straighter on it than at this angle. Got way behind it. It was definitely not on the rail because she got behind it. All right, well, no shot on the 15, so here we go. We got to see. Okay, see, there you go. There you go. What's your leave? Where's the ball going? Just that second or two of just looking at it really does help. So I looks like I'm putting like just a slight bit of right just to guarantee I get around that 8 ball. But you also notice I hit that right point because when you put a little bit of deflection on the right, that makes the cue ball go left. So I hit it just a hair thick. So I didn't compensate enough for it. Still went, but it could have went bad. Now I'm a little bit over the 5, but let's just roll it in. Easy. There we go. What? No. Come on, man. 35-24. Free rack. That puts her real close. Took out my frustration on the break, I think. Looks like I made one of each. Stripes look a little better. I just got to figure out how I'm going to get that 10 ball open. Actually, I mean, the 9-12 are no better. And really the only solid shot I even have is the 6 ball long. Nudge it. There we go. I got real square on it. I wonder if I can cheat the pocket enough and draw into that 6 ball. I don't love it, but like, I mean, I'm not even looking at the 14. I am pigeonholed here. Stop shot? Well, why? I don't understand the mindset here. Like, the 14 was the breakout, just rearrange everything. Go ahead and drop her ball too. The 14 was your breakout for the 10. So if you're gonna, that was stupid. That was just frustration from the rack before and not thinking it through, I think. All right. So here's the question. If you were solids, are you going to take that 7-2 or are you going to try to find a way to do something else? Because if you really want to be a jerk right here, just come on fairly thick on the 2 ball, get it to bounce out just half diamond or so to clear the 7 to that top left, but then get that cue ball behind it. Now as stripes, I am completely hooked and you open yourself up. If you're okay with playing the 7-2, then you can just do, just a slight draw, like a ball draw off of that 1 ball and leave it. Okay, first off, you jumped way out of your shorts there, Camille. What was the plan there? I know you were trying to rip draw, but for what? Where were you trying to leave? Like pull back for the 6 maybe? Not to mention the safety I was just explaining where you come off the 2. That 1 ball was blocking the 10 ball. Now the 10 might go to the low left. So now she's going to try to back bank the 2 ball. Little thick. Need to be a little thinner off of it, just a hair. Okay, now what am I going to do with that 14? So it looks like the 10 might go. I don't think that 14 goes. 4 ball is way too out of the pocket to really is blocking it. Like, unless I want to cut the 9 ball now to this low right, shoot over at it. Yeah, instead I tried this hero shot. Oh, look at this. Look at this nonsense. I hate to say it, but I'm glad that 2 ball's there, because that would have been an absolutely ridiculous safety, unintentional safety at that. Let's be honest. All right, what's gonna be? Oh, excuse me. I was like, what is gonna be the pattern? And she just made her own life very difficult. I wonder if she intended to put that little bit of right spin on it. Because now you are in a bad spot here. You see the edge of it. Is there safety? I'm assuming the way she just called it. It's nice and easy, 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 easy. Very well done. Very well done. It doesn't progress your own game, but it absolutely takes away your opponent's chance, because now the only ball I can see is the one that doesn't go anywhere. So how many people see this safety here? Make her ball, send the cue ball long. Make her ball, send her long, because now she doesn't have a whole lot. Ideally, she would come off the left side of the 6, try to get the cue ball as close to that 9 as possible. But if you leave any kind of gap, I might have a shot, either in the side or long. I've got options, but I might have given her a point. but I'm doing it in the idea of taking the rack. So she hit it. She got a little thin. Ends up leaving me between the balls. The only good news is I don't want to make the 9 because the 10 doesn't have a home, and I'm not worried about picking up one ball. 1 point ain't gonna help. I'm trying to get the rack. So this is where you need to play another kind of return, a little ticky-tack safe, skim the 10, leave the cue ball right behind them. Just like that. Yes. Just a piece of paper gap off of it. I'm wondering why she doesn't do it right back to me and just skim it and go to that left rail, because the cue, get it as close to the 9 now. You're not really moving it a ton. Just skim it. And instead, she's electing. I don't know. She didn't call a pocket, so I don't really know what she's intending. Okay, another thin safe. Oh, no. All right. This is still not a great look because that 10 ball's still tied. It doesn't go on the side. I don't think it goes to corner. I think the 7 gets in the way. Yep. So now I got to break it open. The problem is, normally I would say get your breakouts early. The problem is that 14 is in a real ugly spot. Like, I got to break this out with shape on the 10, guaranteed. Now I got shape, but I think the 8 still goes to left middle, so that's okay. But can you make that 10 ball, which I think you can cut it into this right middle and come around 2 rails for shape. So if you don't really love your pattern, next play, continue the safe. Move the 14 closer to a pocket. Now you've got a better option. Completely hooker. The 10's blocking the 6. The 8's blocking the 7. That is how you do it. Love it. Play to win, not to run out. I was like, you have to kick at the 6. You don't want to move that 7 if you can avoid it. And the bad part is, even if you kick and make the 6, I don't know if you are going to have shape on the 7. So you almost want to kick and hope for a bad leave on the cue ball without making the 6. And I say don't make 6 because even if you call safe, yes, you can make the 6 and it still turns over the opponent, but then it just leaves me an easier option to play a safe off the 14, and now she has to kick the 7. So you want another ball to play with in a safety battle. Just missed it. Oh man, tied up the 8 even more. Again, I always will ask if it's ball in hand. I don't care if it's obvious or not. Do not care. The only good news for her is she tied up that 8 ball even more. So I don't hate make the 10 to this low right pocket, get the cue ball to slide over and bump the 7. And the problem is you don't really know where the cue ball is going. So I'm not a fan of this shot. I know how this works, but I'm not a fan of that necessarily. because now you're forcing your breakout as your last shot. And if I leave myself absolutely nothing, I have no contingency plan here. So now it is make it and get that 7 open just like that. Oh, I hate that plan, but man, I'll take it when it happens to go. And what do we have here? 20-point difference. Hill. Oh, this is exciting. I love it. Camille break, but unfortunately, I think it's dry. Yeah, it is a dry break. I mean, there's no stripe, so how do I want to shoot solids? Real quick, go ahead. I'm pretty sure I was shooting that to try to move the 5 open. I didn't quite get there. And I would be A-okay with doing a safety right here. Kick that 1 out, leave the cue ball frozen to the 8. But we're not doing that. We're here trying to win and get out, apparently. I needed that to roll up a little bit more, because now I'm on the wrong side of the 2, the tangent line on the 2. Because if you come up a little bit more, then the cue ball can roll forward, bump into that 5-9, open that up just a little bit. But because I didn't, I need to take the 7 with some right spin, firm, and crack that open now. Unless the 5 goes long all the way to low left, then you might be able to play another pattern. You know, get the 2, use the 1 to get over for the 7, if not even behind the 5. Like, you know, figure something out. But I tried to get that with left spin, and I did not get there. I am completely hooked on everything. First off, the camera angle gets a little distorted on the end there. So it looks like I'm aiming this a little bit wrong. Is that right? Yeah, the camera's distorting that end just a little bit because of the way the angle is, but try to 2 rail behind maybe. All right, she has got some troubles. Gotta crack open the 9, but you got the 10 to do that. See, you don't need to do it right now just because you've got so many other problems with ideally the 13. The 8 ball is definitely a problem, but I like starting with the 13. Unless you want to try to open up the 8, you better be playing a full run out if that's the case. All right, here we go. What is your plan and your pattern? I'm assuming roll forward for the 15, maybe the 12, and just sent it. All right, I think this can still work. Looks like I think there's a slight angle on the 12. You don't want to just roll forward and then leave yourself too thin on the 15, because the 15's to hold for the 14. I would still probably be taking the 15 here, but I can softly hit that. See, like, there you go. She had enough angle. She could have really let your stroke out, come off the rail, come back out, because now look at your angle. You're back cutting the 15, and now you really have to cross your fingers and toes. You crash into the 3 for shape on the 14, unless you're going to try to move the 14. I don't know, maybe some right spin. Okay, there you go. Broke it open. Left yourself a shot. Just had to work a little bit harder than you needed to. You know, if she would have took the 15, then the 14, The 12 would have been a good setup for either the 11 or the 10. See, okay, but now what? Like, what was really the plan there? Because now you're way too deep. You're too far left on the 11. I mean, honestly, at this point, I'm throwing the flag and I'm going back into safe mode. I'm going to roll that 9 to the rail, get the cue ball under the 5, or, you know, south, I guess you should say north from this perspective, on the 5 ball. And then I don't really have a whole lot other than a really hard, long cut on the 5, which is not smart. But there's enough here. You're going to want to hit this as a draw stroke. You want to straight draw. That way you're glancing the bottom, or, you know, this side of the 5. 9 moves over. Should have a better chance at a safety. First off, what was that? She tried to put right on it and completely swung her cue off of her bridge. Like, that's not how you want to use spin. You don't want to just swipe at the ball. You want to stroke through the ball. And she ended up hitting that 5 in a very bad way, and the cue ball just died like a kicking stick in a way. And it stuck almost frozen to the 9 ball. And in a hill situation, that's not where you want to be with your last ball. Dang it. You want to break it open. Ah. All right. What is the shot? Honestly, there's not even a whole lot of a safe option, because I'm, you know, it's different when I know how I see it. Like, if she tried to skim off the left of the 9 and leave it on the head rail, you know, if I didn't like where she left the 9, I would probably just play safe on the 7, leave the cue ball behind that 1-8, something like that. So she put herself in a I have to make it situation. Oh, she's going for what I like to call the Michelle bank, all the way to the low left, long cross bank. And absolutely perfect speed, drilled it. Oh, but look at the leave. Oh, the cue ball got under the 5. Had to be a jerk about it. Oh my God. That is no reward for such a good shot. I mean, to be that thin. That hurts. That hurts. The only thing is, you know, if you really kind of think about it, where was the cue ball going to go anyway? Because you had to punch it fairly firm, and then to somehow get the cue ball under the 8 to take it long, that's difficult. At this point, you might as well just kick the head rail close to that second diamond or so, you know, maybe a hair to the right, and just try to kick it, roll it long to that same pocket you just made. I think she's trying to consider rail with a ton of left. Looks like she's hitting top because you're way too close to the rail. Hit it. Hit it. All right. Normally I would be a jerk right here. Just come up, just bank the 7 out, leave the cue ball behind the 1. But when there's blood in the water, the sharks will swim, and it's time to get out. Oh, gonna move the 1 ball right into the 7. Oh my gosh. Okay. Looks like the combo's there. Not that hard. Top English, you avoid the scratch. Should leave the cue ball pretty much anywhere. Super makeable 1. All right. Yeah, do you just zigzag back and forth, try to leave for long, or do you put a harder shot on the 1 and try to get lower than the 8 for an easier 8? I like to just zigzag and I underhit it. Roll, baby, roll. Oh, look at that cut angle. And I hate, well, like I said, the shot she just made on her last ball, I do not like that bank. I will miss it 99 out of 100 times. So I'm not shooting it to the low right. I have one option, that is cut it thin all the way up table. I do not like this shot. Did not want this shot for the game. Come on now. Get in there. Holy cow, 63-36, an absolute banger of a match. I mean, everything but a real break and run or anything like that. That match was a ton of fun, mentally draining. Oh, that was so much fun. Camille, you shot well. I hope I gave you a little bit of tips, kind of help you out on this one. And man, I hope you guys enjoyed this one. But that means I'm not out of the tournament. We still got the gloves on. We're ready to fight. We've got more USAPL coming for you. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please do me the favor, like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already. Gosh, I need to start remembering to mention that earlier. Either way, thank you so much. We're going to be back here very shortly. I'll see you guys soon with some more USAPL. Thanks.